Well, hi everyone. Welcome to BCIT. We really value you coming out this evening. I think a year ago we had about 200 people registered for this event, both in person, also online. I think we were up to 600 for this, so thanks for taking time out of your days and for coming to BCIT today. I'm Steve Eccles. I'm Dean of the School of Computing Studies, School of Computing and Academic Studies, and also the Learning and Teaching Center. There's a really strong growth in computing careers. The growth is, it's exponential. I've got some statistics here that prove that you're in the right place if you're thinking about computing as a career or if you're looking to upgrade your credentials. In fact, when you look at it, forecasts indicate that by 2020, computing job opportunities will grow by 1 million in the USA, 100,000 in Canada, and about 10,000 in BC alone. If the growth of the BC tech sector went from 5.9% to the Canadian average, that's going to create an additional 23,000 jobs in BC. We would like you to get those jobs, and we'd like you to stay in those jobs if you've already got one and you want to upgrade. And at BCIT, we've been in the business of equipping students to take up great careers, whether it's a database administrator, an IT manager, a software developer. We're moving people through our programs and into really rewarding careers. You probably already know, because I guess you've done your math and your research, these are some of the best paid jobs in industry. Whether you're starting or whether you're moving up to C-suite, careers in high tech are really rewarding. At BCIT, we offer about 40 credentialed programs because in order to get those jobs, you still need credentials. And the reason BCIT has such a great reputation with industry is that our credentials are designed with input from industry, and employers know what they're getting when they get a BCIT grad. You're going to hear all about those programs this evening from specialists across BCIT. Everybody here at BCIT is focused on getting our students to succeed. That's our only job here. And you'll find colleagues here tonight who do that job really well. We're going to get you started on the road to a career in computing if you haven't started already. I do want to take the time to thank my colleagues here who are going to spend that time with you. At BCIT, we just don't take care of our current students. We want to take care of all of our prospective ones too. Enjoy the evening, and I'm going to pass you back to the fabulous program head, Kevin Cudahy from the School of Computing and Academic Studies. Thanks.
Thanks, Stephen.
That was rehearsed.
Good evening and welcome. I encourage you all to move down towards front if you're going to be staying for the full hour. The presentation is going to run for an hour. The trade show presentation runs simultaneously. If you already know what program you're interested in, feel free to go talk to the people in that program area in Town Square A and B just down the hallway. I wanted to point everybody to the entrance requirements sheet that has been given out. This is a detailed compendium of all of the computing programs at BCIT and what the entrance requirements are. So make sure you get one of those. If you've got any general inquiries about entrance requirements or financial aid, visit the tables in Town Square A and B, and you can ask those folks directly. I want to welcome all of the people joining us online this evening, and Bethany Edmonds will be our moderator to help answer your questions. If we can't get your answer right away, somebody will follow up with you. There was a package PDF sent to everybody who registered via email, and this video will be available on the BCIT website in approximately 2 weeks after the event. So I'd like to start with an overview of BCIT. For those of you who don't know what we are, you've probably seen our BCIT Works campaign. What is BCIT? We're a public-funded post-secondary polytechnic recognized to award credentials including degrees. We provide advanced education to over 40,000 students every year, both full-time and part-time. Our programming covers a wide variety of items from business to computing, construction, electronics, engineering, environment, health sciences, trades, and apprenticeships. Currently, we have over 6,000 graduates from a variety of programs at BCIT every year. There are 6 different schools at BCIT. We have the School of Business, the School of Computing and Academic Studies, which I'm part of, the School of Construction and the Environment, the School of Energy, the School of Health Sciences, and the School of Transportation. Each school has its own set of credentials and programs, and this is all part of BCIT. BCIT offers over 600 credential programs from all of these schools, not just in computing and IT, but in a variety of other topics. And we have something unique called an associate certificate. Typically, these are part-time, and you can earn one in as little as 21 credits or approximately 7 courses part-time. We also have specific industry partnerships with very focused courseware, and you can earn a credential in less than a year in some cases. We have certificates, which may be built on top of an associate certificate. We're probably best known for our diplomas. BCIT has had excellent success with our 2-year full-time diploma programs. The students are getting jobs based on their education. And in many cases, our diplomas actually ladder towards a bachelor degree. We have a product called a BTech, a Bachelor of Technology, which in many cases is built on top of our diplomas. And we also have a master's degree at BCIT as well. If you're choosing a career in technology, keep in mind that technology change is exponential, so you're going to be constantly keeping up to date. And the IT labor trends are, in the Canadian workforce, 50% of people in computing and IT have a degree, and 27% have a college diploma, typically. It's not just technical skills that are required. Besides information technology and computing knowledge, you need business and management skills. You need interpersonal skills, the ability to communicate and work with people. That's all part of computing and IT. And we've integrated business courses and communications courses into our programs. The advantages of a BCIT education, besides our solid reputation, state-of-the-art technology, all of our computer labs have the latest software, very competitive tuition, much more competitive than universities in many cases. Typical diploma, 2-year full-time diploma is just over $10,000. And a lot of our faculty come from industry. They have connections with industry, and they bring you the latest industry trends as part of your program. So we have a solid connection with industry and focus on job-specific training. Many of our credentials are acutely focused on very specific subsets of technologies like computing and information technology. And flexible earning. Not only can you learn full-time but part-time. We have one of the largest part-time studies operations, not continuing ed as such, but for credit programs, all available at night on the weekends, 1 course at a time. And if you are thinking about studying part-time, there's over 200 credential programs available part-time, everything from an associate certificate all the way up to a bachelor's degree that you can earn 1 course at a time. And 1,200 different courses every term through BCIT. One of the easiest ways to see what we're doing, I'm going to go live into our website now, is just go into Google and type in. Okay. Okay. I guess we're running out of time on this, so we can discuss that later. There are individual information sessions, and on our website you've got links to program advising and also student financial aid and awards. And moving right along, we want to keep this under an hour. I'd like to introduce Rob Nielsen, the program head for Computer Systems Technology. Rob?
Thank you, and welcome. So yes, I'm the program head for the Computer System Technology Diploma, full-time diploma, but I'm going to talk about all 3 of these programs here, CST, Computer System Technology, CIT, and our Bachelor of Technology, BTech degree. So I think my goal here for you guys, you're all here because you're trying to find out more about the programs. I'm told I get 3 minutes for each of them to try and explain it. I just want to try and have you understand what type of person might be interested in each of these programs, and sort of what job you'd get after, and I'll try to do it really quickly. So let me ask a question. First of all, like, how many people here are interested in being a software developer or a computer programmer, or have thought about that? Okay, so that's this particular diploma, the CST diploma, that's what its focus is. It's software development. Now, you could cross over into other jobs, but the real, to repeat myself, the focus on there is becoming a programmer, okay? So what type of things might you do? There's a few examples here. So predominantly, you're going to develop applications, and this could be a small program that might run on this PC right here. It could be an internet application, so think of a website you go to. And what I want to emphasize here is the development you'd learn in this program is how to write all the stuff behind the scenes on those websites, rather than a lot of emphasis on sort of the Flash or front end. We have other programs that will handle some of that. Applications for mobile devices is a huge upcoming area. So again, that's development of those programs is done within the CST diploma. Program structure. So it's a 2-year diploma. It's offered full-time. It's also offered part-time, but Kevin's going to talk about that a bit after. Okay, so it's a 2-year. That's 4 terms. We have intakes, new sessions starting every September and every January. You can sign up for a co-op education component in there, which extends the degree by another 4 months. There's 8 months of practical work experience. In co-op, you join a company and work in a paid position for 8 months. Probably a lot of you are familiar with what a co-op is or have heard of it. That is optional. What isn't optional, we also have a required component which involves a lot of work with industry, on industry projects. So you'll work in teams. Teamwork is a big part of the program, and you work on real-world problems and exercises. The first year of this program just introduces some common fundamentals. So it's how to write programs, how to develop programs, testing, debugging, working in teams, and so on. In the second year is where you get a lot of depth. So what we do there is we have students sign up for one of these options, and they're listed on the screen there. It's a specialization area. There's not enough time in a 2-year program to cover everything, so we let you focus and get a lot of depth in one particular area. And if you want more information on one of those, they're good questions to ask about at the information booth after. Graduate job placement, software developer, web application developer, mobile application developer. So you notice a lot of them have the words developer on it. That's what the focus is there. CIT diploma, computer information technology, I think of it as a sister diploma to the CST diploma. You'll notice the difference in the top line there is talking about system administration. So how many people are interested in a job, say, as a network administrator or computer administrator? Or you've heard of that? Okay. So these type of jobs are in huge demand in all sorts of companies. And there's all sorts of administrator type positions. Generally involve more with the running and operation and ongoing sort of support of computer systems that exist in a company, which could be the deployment of the system, the sourcing and development, or the integration of the various pieces of software to build that system. Those all are taught within this program. Again, it's a 2-year diploma. It only starts in September. We don't have a January intake in that particular program. Co-op, again, is available, co-op positions as our projects. There's a bit of a difference from the previous program. So the previous CST one talked a little bit about depth in a specialization area. In this program, CIT, we do the exact opposite. So we're going to, instead of having you focus and drill down in one technical area, we're giving you exposure in a whole bunch of areas across computing. So you'll notice some of the names in there. It's more varied. All students will receive training in cloud computing. How do you deploy applications using cloud system for within a business. Software virtualization. How can I run programs in multiple environments on a single computer? Mobile computing, so that's your Android devices. In this program, it's Android specifically. Website development, database administration, network administration, and so on. Basically, when you work in a organization, IT organization, you have to understand all sorts of aspects of computing and how they interrelate. So we need to get you knowledge on all of those areas and skills in those areas. Job placement, again, most of the jobs that end in the word administrator would be a prime example, but also system integrator, and you don't often see a job posting, say on Monster or something, that says, I want a system integrator, but it may come under software developer or engineer or something, but you're basically taking a whole bunch of information systems and products, some of them maybe pre-exist or purchased or sourced, and you're trying to make them all work together within a company. It's quite a difficult task. There's also a software tester and so on. How am I on time there? Okay, I got 1 or 2 minutes. I want to make sure I cover our Bachelor of Technology degree as well. So in the 2-year diplomas, they both start at about the same entrance, and you can go through either of them. And what we do with the Bachelor of Technology degree is it's layered on top of one of those diplomas. It ends up with a total full-time of being 4 years long, and you graduate with the actual bachelor degree. What we're attempting to do with that degree, or what you will learn, is how it increases your depth of knowledge. So regardless of whether you went through CST or CIT, you now have more depth and a lot more exposure to industry work and to the technology area you choose to focus in. The bachelor degree is offered in 2 formats. It's a 2-year full-time, layering on top of the diploma, or you can do it part-time in the evening. You can take up to 7 years. You don't have to do it in 7 years. One of the characteristics of this particular bachelor degree is we assume that with the solid base from the diploma, we don't have to go super heavy into the technology. So we've also added a suite of management-related courses so that hopefully this degree will take you to the next level in your career. You'll be ready to manage teams, manage projects, and so on. Now, I see Kevin standing and slowly sneaking up over on me here, which means I'm probably out of time. So let me introduce Kevin Cudahy again, who will talk about the part-time studies bachelor.
Thank you, Rob. And I believe we have another slideshow here somewhere. Yeah. I don't know where it is. Where's the slideshow for part-time studies, the ladder credentials? Okay. It was combined, was it? Okay. Yes, thank you, Shebia. I have to thank Shebia Leung for putting this event together, and with help from Marco Visick in the School of Energy. I'm going to talk about part-time studies briefly. Google BCIT Computing to get onto our department page. Just remember that, BCIT Computing. Click on part-time studies, and this will bring you into our part-time page. I've got everything detailed based on credential area. We've broken it down: web, database, end-user application training, network security, programming, and a variety of associate certificates, as well as a set of laddered modular credentials. The ideal thing with part-time studies is that it's flexible scheduling, nights and weekends. You only pay as you go, 1 course at a time. And there's over 100 different comp courses. All of my courses start with the COMP prefix in a wide variety of computing and IT topics and multiple levels. And we have course starts throughout the year. 3 main terms: September, January, and April, plus a summer term as well. In computing, in our department, We've got over 500 full-time students in CST, CIT, and BTech, and HTP. And in part-time studies, I've got over 5,000 registrations in comp courses. And that makes this the single largest computing area in Western Canada. The modular credentials, if you want to earn the diploma or the degree part-time, you have to start with applied software development, the ASD. You have to learn how to write code. Simultaneously, you can take applied computer information systems, but you need to focus on writing code first, the ASD. When you're finished these two credentials, and this is all clearly detailed on our website, you can then apply to do the computer systems certificate, which is roughly equivalent to the first year of the CST diploma. And when you finish the certificate, you can then apply to finish the diploma part-time, or you can apply to finish the diploma full-time via direct entry. Upon completion of the part-time diploma or the full-time diploma, you can then apply for the Bachelor of Technology in Computer Systems. And that pretty much covers it. There's a more visual representation. The associate certificates need to be completed first. You have to complete applied software development. You have to write code in multiple object-oriented languages in order to proceed with this. So do not take any of the other higher level courses. Focus on the programming languages first. And there's another graphic representation. The associate certificates are part of the certificate, which is part of the diploma, which is part of the degree. So think of it in that manner. And in part-time studies, start with just one course. Keep in mind that the workload in our part-time comp courses can be anywhere up to 10 hours a week in homework. So do not overload yourself. Do not take too many courses at once. And if you want to get into programming, start with Comp 1409. And we'll have questions at the end of this session. What I'd like to do now is introduce Randy Singer, the Associate Dean for the School of Business and Digital Arts. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thanks, Kevin. Within the School of Business, we have a department named Digital Arts, and we have 6 full-time programs related to new media and digital arts. So I want to give you a quick overview of those, and like the previous speakers, I don't have a lot of time, so this will be a quick skim. Here are the 6, and the order that I've arranged them is from shortest program to longest program. And so let's go through. The first one I'm going to talk about is a 6-month program. It's full-time. It's called Graphic Design, and it really focuses on the foundations or the basics of someone who is interested in graphic design. And it focuses on the use of certain computer applications, InDesign, Photoshop, that sort of thing, to be able to create some designs. The kind of learning outcomes that you would expect if you went through this program, being able to translate ideas into visuals, being able to create elegant and engaging pages and other art with Creative Cloud software, be able to apply typographic skills and knowledge to create effective visual communications. Career path opportunities out of this program, junior graphic designer is possible, marketing production, advertising designer, that sort of thing. Again, it's a foundational basic type of program, 6 months, starts in either October or April. Digital animation. This is a 1-year certificate program, and it's focused on animation. So if you like to draw, if you don't mind taking time, make sure everything looks just perfect, digital animation may be a program you'd be interested in. The learning outcomes are being able to use 3D modeling software, designing characters, designing environments, creating 2D and 3D animations, and applying realistic textures and surfaces. The kind of career path opportunities, well, there are some entry-level possibilities, 3D animator, character modeler, texture artist. Depending on what your background is, there may be mid-level positions you would find yourself qualified for after a program like this, like senior animator or a team lead. Then we have Design Essentials. This is a one-year program, and it's very interesting. This program is actually co-delivered by Emily Carr University and BCIT. Half of the classes are taught by Emily Carr instructors at Granville Island, and half of the courses are taught at BCIT here in Burnaby. And what students get going through this program is a blend of the theory that comes from the Emily Carr courses and the practical application that comes from the BCIT courses. Kind of learning outcomes: get a foundation in the creative design process, an ability to solve problems and develop strategic graphic communications, strong technical skills required to create effective design, primarily but not limited to Adobe CC, so we have moved to the Creative Cloud. And here are some examples of the kinds of things that students produce. Career path opportunities, entry-level design positions in graphic and communications companies, junior design positions in design studios, and many graduates go on and do further studies. And Emily Carr has just gotten approval to award block credit for the credits in this program toward one of their degree programs. We have a program called New Media Design and Web Development. Very popular. It's a one-year certificate program and focuses on being able to have students create dynamic web content, be able to shoot video for and mix audio to be able to create designs that will appear on the web. Learning outcomes: developing effective websites and interactive media, developing information architecture, adapting and editing traditional media for social media campaigns. The kind of career path opportunities out of the New Media program: entry-level positions like junior web developer, interface designer, web graphics designer, mid-level positions like senior web designer, new media producer, again, depending on what your overall package and your overall background is. The last two programs I'm going to talk with you about are two-year diploma programs. And this one is the first one, Digital Design and Development. And this program is really enables students, it gives them a foundation in developing digital assets for delivery on multiple platforms. The learning outcomes: creating and designing 2D and 3D graphics for multi-purpose applications, cross-platform web designing and development, designing user interface for multi-platform applications like mobile, web, games. The kind of career path opportunities: internet marketing coordinator, digital media artist, graphic designer, web and mobile designer, dynamic content artist, user interface designer. This two-year program enables, because of the business courses that are included in it, enables students or graduates to be able to ladder into the Bachelor of Business Administration degree in the School of Business here at BCIT. The last full-time program I'm going to talk with you about is Graphic Communications Technology. The GTech program provides a foundation in high technical training in 4 key digital imaging areas. So lithography, xerography, inkjet, and flexography. What's interesting about this program is not only do the students learn about the design for, say, packaging that might be used, but then what they do is they go into the plant and they actually create that packaging. They actually use the printing equipment, the binding equipment to create, manufacture actual physical items that they have designed. Learning outcomes: there are foundation business courses, so this program also, students can ladder into the Bachelor of Business Administration program by taking a few bridging courses. Color management, e-commerce, digital art using Adobe, Kodak, Heidelberg Technologies. Career path opportunities out of the GTech program. We have 100% job placement because for the last few years, employers have been coming to us and saying, if you have more graduates, we would hire them. So we haven't been producing as many graduates as the employers in the Lower Mainland would like to have. And so the old idea, I say old, the idea that, oh, the print industry is dead, well, it's actually just changed. And it is thriving in many aspects, and so our graduates are getting employment, no problem. Many of them get 20 to 30 job interviews each year before they settle on a job. I want to speak a moment about our part-time studies. We do offer part-time studies courses. You heard Kevin talking a bit earlier about the whole idea of part-time studies. It's course-by-course registration and so on. The same goes in our department in digital arts. We have part-time studies programs in graphic design, 2 of them in web technologies that are delivered online, fully online. We have a program in media techniques and marketing communications, and a media techniques for business in part-time studies, plus a number of individual courses you can just take on a course-by-course basis. So that's digital arts, and please come and see us in Town Square A and B. We've got some booths set up there, and we'll answer more of your questions. Now what I want to do is introduce one of my colleagues in the School of Business, Malcolm Ferrier, who is the Bitman program head, and you're going to find out what Bitman is.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'd like to start by thanking everyone for coming today. My name is Malcolm Ferrier. I'm the program head for the Business Information Technology Management Program. And what the Bitman program is a 2-year full-time, very intense program in the Operations Management Department at the School of Business here at BCIT. And what it is essentially a hybrid program where the people coming out are business and IT professionals. The first year is essentially an MBA. You learn all the basic business technologies. Then in second year, you do a lot more advanced business stuff as well as advanced IT. One of the keystone courses in our second year is the Internet Business Development course, where you actually build a business, an online web application that will hopefully have a revenue stream by the time you graduate. And the type of jobs that the students are getting graduating out of the program, we've recently done a curriculum review which has, I think, raised the bar as far as the jobs the students are getting. Things like project manager, consultant, business analyst, systems analyst. I was just talking to a consultant from KPMG yesterday who is interested in hiring one of our grads. And I think that's the first time we've had one of the grads coming directly out of our diploma program into a Big 5 consulting firm. So I do want to stress that this is a business program. If you're looking for pure IT, there are lots of amazing CST programs. But if you're interested in where business and IT meet, the Bitman program would be a great choice. One of the things I should mention, though, is that the last year we had 3 applications for every seat. We expect that to probably remain the same, if not be greater. So if you're interested, I would suggest you stay on top of the application process. So thank you for the attention, and I'd like to introduce Deborah Williams. Thank you very much.
All right. Can everybody see that? It's a little dark. It says high-tech professional programs. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming. I represent Department of High-tech programs that run at the downtown campus. So anybody interested in the downtown campus? A few people? Well, the downtown campus, one nice thing about it is excellent transit and lots of good choices in eating. That's what everybody always says. So for our programs, a little bit different than what you've been listening to. Our programs are very focused. So everything has been stripped out except what you're studying. We call them fast-track programs. So they're really ideally suited for people that want to get in and get out quickly. So our typical student is a little bit older. Sometimes they've had some work experience. There are maybe moms that have been staying at home raising kids for a while. Another large group of students that we have are students who have recently moved to Canada. They'd like to get some Canadian experience, upgrade their credentials, and get into the job market very quickly. Our class size is small. Typically, it's about 20 students. It's a cohort model, which means that you're with the same group of people throughout the entire program. And the wonderful opportunities there mean that our students come from a wide variety of backgrounds. They bring a lot to the classroom. So students not only learn from their instructor, but they also learn from the other students in their class, and they make a new network of friends. So total hands-on learning throughout. Our typical day runs from 9 in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's a lot like going to work. You're there all day in the same class with the same students. So most of the work is done in class. So people who come to our programs generally have families at home, or they've got other interests going on, so they come in, there's a short lecture in the morning, and most of the work is hands-on and it's done during class time. And most important of all is we recognize that people come to our programs at BCIT because they want to get a job at the end. So all of our programs have work experience as part of the program. So take a look. There's a lot of IT certifications in our programs as well, depending on the program, of course, but we certify students in all of the Microsoft products, Cisco, VMware, virtualization, for those of you who don't know what that is. Some of the CompTIA certifications, so those would be A+, Net+, Storage+, Security+, all the pluses, Linux+, and we also have an Apple Help Desk certification. In our 3 of our programs, our Network Administration and Security Professional, our Technology Support Professional, and Office Administrator program all have 8-week work terms at the end. And we have industry projects in our Software Systems Developer program and our Technology Web Designer program. Try to get all those acronyms out, see how you do. So those are our programs. Network Administration and Security, like I said, so those are our 5 programs. So it pretty much covers the full gambit of IT jobs. Our Networking and Tech Support program, the TSP is a great technology support professional. The TSP is a great entry-level program. So if you're the type of person that's trying to get in, you want your first IT job, the technology support professional is a great fit for that. You learn not only tech support, but you also learn network administration. So we call it a multi-platform support program. So you learn how to support Windows, Apple, and Linux networks. The network administration and security professional is not entry level, so it's designed for people that have some IT experience already, or perhaps maybe they've done a degree in computing science. It's a very intense program. It's a year long, lots of certifications, very hands-on, mostly project-based. With a work term, it's a year long, 12 months. TSP is about almost 10 months with a work term as well. Some of the work term employers and that work with these 2 programs, there's a wide variety. You can see up here, we have small consulting companies right up to YVR Airport. We work with hotels, we work with nonprofits, we work with IT companies. So our students have a wonderful selection of work terms to go on. We find the work terms for the students, we post them at the end of the program, they apply to the work terms. The hiring rate from our work terms is usually in excess of 50% of our students are offered a job or a work term from a job or a contract from the work term. Moving right along, our software system developer. This is sort of entry level, not exactly entry level. We always encourage people, if you've never programmed before, at least take an introductory programming course or take something online. This starts off programming right from day one. Like all of our programs, we get right into it right at the beginning. It's 7.5 months of programming. But the nice thing is we've been running this program at BCIT since the late 1990s, and we've been turning out software developers in 7.5 months. So we have people come to us, all their lives they want to be a programmer, maybe they're working at Staples or they've got somewhat of an IT job, and they come in and within 7.5 months they get a job as a programmer. It's a great career. The job market is wonderful right now for programmers. But this again is a dedicated program. Students have to be prepared to work extremely hard during those 7.5 months, but the results are wonderful. They can not only be software developers, web developers, database developers, and systems analysts. Lots of careers from that program. One of our newer programs and one of our most popular programs right now is called the Technical Web Designer. We run this 3 times a year, and it's full with a wait list every time we run it. It's 5.5 months. Again, like most of our programs, very focused on web design. That's all you do is build websites. You start from day one, you build a small site, it cycles, you build a bigger site, more complex sites, and it keeps going right to the end of the program. Hiring out of this program has been excellent. About, I would say, conservatively, about a third of our students want to become self-employed. They want to become consultants. They have a business idea. The other portion are looking for work. There has been no issues. Job market is excellent right now for people interested in web design. So this, compared to our software systems developer that I just spoke about, that's more back-end, that's programming, with a little bit of front-end web design in it. This program, Technical Web Designer, is great for people who do like technology, but also want to work with design, have a good eye for design. So it's mostly front-end web development with a little bit of programming as well. We get into WordPress, a little PHP, for those of you who know what that is. And I think I'm probably running out of time. The music's going to come on. I'm going to get yanked off any minute. So I'll pretend I'm on an award show here and I'm just wrapping up. Last but not least is a technology program for office administrators. This is short, very compact. It's about 3 months long. And what it is mostly a bundle of computer applications that are most requested in the office environment. So we get students coming in this program with virtually no experience. We get people coming in that have had years as an office administrator. They just need to know the latest in computer technology. So hiring rate, again, out of this program, BCIT, one of our biggest employers, I'll just have to put a plug in for BCIT. One of our biggest employers is BCIT. So a lot of our students have gone on to be employed here. They work also at places like UBC and SFU, governments like City of Vancouver, Surrey, a lot of nonprofit type organizations. So all types of jobs. We have people working as instructors that have come out of here. We've had people go and work on cruise ships, teaching Microsoft Office, all kinds of fun jobs. And in summary, so these programs run at the downtown campus. They're all less than 1 year. They range from a couple of months to 12 months. They're small class size, very focused, but they're for people who don't mind putting their lives on hold for a while. I mean, you can get through, you can learn how to be a programmer in 8 months, you can be a web designer in 6, but you have to realize that these programs will require your focus and your time. So they're not for people who just want to take a few hours of class a week. So very focused, very much hands-on, with some work experience at the end of each program. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. I'd like to introduce our folks from the School of Energy, starting with Randy James, the Chief Instructor for the Computer Information Systems Program. Thanks, Randy.
Thanks. Wow, a lot of people in this room. Let me just, oh, there we go. So I work under a different school at BCIT. BCIT is broken up into a number of schools, like School of Health, School of Transportation. I'm with the School of Energy, and a couple other individuals following me are as well. We created a program called Computer Information Systems Administration a number of years back, and basically we evolved from electronics and electronics technology. The idea of this program is that we would like to prepare students to go to work in IT departments in basically any capacity. We provide 2 years of training, and we have a lot of industry partners that we work with and stuff in our program. So it sounds familiar to all the other ones, right? You know, a lot of computing programs here. What I try to do is I try to emphasize that our program doesn't focus on software development, all right? What we're doing is we're preparing people to go to work in the industry using the tools and software that's out there. So to move forward, these are some of the IT academies that we partner with. If you look up top, whoa, technology, huh? You can see that, number one, we're a Cisco Networking Academy and have been for many years. We work with Microsoft IT Academy, Red Hat, people like that. So what we do is we leverage courseware from them, along with our own twist on it, and we use that to teach our program. What we do is we have two options. One option has the students focusing more on data centers. So you guys have all heard about cloud computing, right? So that's the area that focuses on that. We provide the students with the background to be able to help to deploy cloud services. The other option called NSA deals more with a campus infrastructure, so setting up a very complex infrastructure like BCIT, where we have enterprise wireless, we have hundreds of classrooms, thousands of computers. Well, how do we handle all that? How do we deploy operating systems to every computer? How do I identify each and every one of you as you log on to the network at whatever capacity it is? How do we secure the network? That's the type of stuff and training that we provide. Our students do very well out there. We have a number of employers and people who recruit right from the classroom. We've had students win national competitions. We've had students win, if you've ever heard of Skills Canada, in the Skills Canada and stuff like that. So I don't know what else to say without using my slides. What I will say is that the program is quite intense, and it is a 2-year commitment. So you need to do that. We do focus on certain things like we teach computer hardware, how to fix servers, how to fix computers. We teach about all the networking gear that you can use. We do have to do some work with applications, but primarily we're focused on the operating systems themselves, and how they all function and how we can customize them. Examples of some of the training we might do would be something called Microsoft SharePoint. We might do some training on unified communications, so voice over IP, deploying all these voice over IP devices, and that type of stuff. The prerequisites for the program are pretty minimal. We don't need a lot of math for our program, so we need a grade 11 math and English 12 for our program as a prerequisite, and you have to have a very keen interest in what we do. Otherwise, you won't be successful, like you wouldn't be in anything. All right? And I would like to introduce Craig. Thanks. Thank you, Randy.
So what button do I push, Randy, so it doesn't go into an endless loop? So my name is Craig Cowan, and I'm representing electrical and computer engineering. And like the name implies, it's an engineering-related program. So it's a blend of electronics, electrical systems, computers, their peripherals, some programming, but not exclusively software development, to solve engineering problems. And we offer 3 different avenues for pursuing that area. The first one there is the 2-year diploma programs, and they offer 4 different specializations in their second year, which you'll see in a minute. There's also the 4-year full-time Bachelor of Engineering degree, which is very similar to the UBC, the SFU engineering degrees, an accredited engineering degree. We also offer, for individuals that have already completed a diploma of technology, the opportunity to get an engineering degree on a part-time basis, and that's the BTech program. So individuals that don't want to quit their work and have already got a diploma of technology can take part-time courses and work towards their engineering degree. And as the bottom note says, the focus is on applying computers more than programming. There is programming in it, but it's using the computers and the peripherals to solve engineering problems. So I thought the structure might kind of show best how everything fits together. All the full-time students will start in this common first year, which is some math and physics, a bit of programming, introductions to the electronics parts of the study. And then after that, they branch into one of the 4 diploma options, which are the first 4 boxes from top to bottom. So automation and instrumentation, where you'd be working in process control, like the oil and gas fields or pulp and paper industries, things like that. Computer control, which is the real board-level electronics type option, where you're dealing with embedded systems and the programming of those. The electrical power option, which deals, as the name would imply, is the big power stuff. So BC Hydro is a real common employer. You're learning about power distribution systems in buildings, electrical generation, transmission, things like that. Or you're working for consulting engineers that are doing electrical work. And then the telecommunications and network option, name kind of says it all. You're working in that field as part of that study. And that's the second year of the 2-year diplomas. And then the bottom one is the Bachelor of Engineering. So after that first year, you would do 3 additional years and come out with an engineering degree. So then on the right, it shows that if you've graduated in a technologist career, you always have the option to come back through the BTech program and gain the extra knowledge that you need to become an engineer. That's kind of the offerings. If you've got more questions, come and see me after the session. A lot of different areas. There's so many areas that can't list all the employers, but I thought I would just indicate sort of the general roles that people would work in. So you might work in engineering consulting. You might do hard and fast design, where you're sitting in an office doing engineering design. You might be doing research to develop some of the latest products in the area. Commissioning, which is where you go into a building and make sure that all the systems that have been installed are working correctly. So you're working with the people that have installed them to actually make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do. Project management, pretty self-explanatory, as is supervision. And technical support and sales even, where you're a specialty in an area of engineering, so you would provide support for your company's products to be the go-to person on how to apply, use, and make sure the products are running the way they should. Our web pages have a lot more specific information. If anything has sort of tickled your fancy, there's web pages that'll talk more about all of the different details and let you know kind of the specific jobs that are involved, what kind of companies employ our individuals. But I guess overall, it's really for the folks in the room that have an interest in design, have an interest in engineering, and how electrical, electronics, and computers all work together in engineering problems. You might want to come and talk to me afterwards. So at that point, I'll turn it over to Paul Morrison to talk about the next topic within our school.
Okay, thank you, Craig, and Kevin for having tonight's session. Welcome, everyone. I'm here to talk about part-time studies in the area of computer-aided design. So I'm not talking about any full-time programs. These are courses that are designed to kind of complement your existing skills, allow you to advance in your career and take on different challenges. So I like to say we work for the BCIT CAD Training Center, and as kind of at the beginning we've got CAD, computer-aided design. So this is mainly producing technical drawings using computers, used in engineering, architecture, interior design, lots of different areas that use both 2D and 3D computer-aided design tools. We also offer courses in computer-aided engineering, and sometimes see the term CAE. So this is analytical tools that do high-level analysis, mainly to do with stress on mechanical devices, that apply forces, what sort of stresses are going to be on the different parts. Also in the school, but I'm not going to talk about tonight, is computer-aided manufacturing. These are computer tools that allow people to go from what are called art to part. So you design something in computer-aided design, you analyze it using computer-aided engineering tools, and then use computer-aided manufacturing to produce the final product. And that's handled by our machining programs here at BCIT. So in the area of CAD training, in two-dimensional CAD, we're primarily using AutoCAD as our software. AutoCAD is probably the largest 2D and 3D CAD package in use today, and we have basic, intermediate, and advanced courses. In the 3D area, we have AutoCAD. We also get into another product from a company called Autodesk Inventor, who also publish AutoCAD, and a competitor, SolidWorks. So that's the 3D modeling that you see a lot of on TV today. Just about any movie or television commercial that you see parts, you can't tell if they're real or made by a computer. They probably use some sort of 3D CAD tool to produce it. Our courses run in the evenings. We have them on the weekend, and we even have week-long courses for people who want to learn CAD software in a very compressed period of time. And we operate out of both the Burnaby and downtown campuses. We also get into computer-aided engineering, as I mentioned. So we have a course which is kind of a survey of computer-aided engineering tools. And we get into more advanced courses, 2 levels of courses using finite element analysis, or what's known as FEA, and we use SOLIDWORKS simulation for those courses. As I mentioned, we do mainly CAD training. We're a authorized Autodesk training center, which is also known as an ATC. We do offer an associate certificate in computer-aided design, which is a program, part-time, 21 credits, 6 courses, plus a practicum component. But what I do want to emphasize is that it's complementary to other technical skills. This isn't a program that you would design to come into for career entry. It's mainly to augment some existing skills you have. If you're an architectural background or an engineering background and you want to demonstrate your skills with CAD, you can do the associate certificate. And if you want to know more, just go to the BCIT website and search AICO, and that'll tell us which courses are available and when they're running, costs, etc. So thank you.
Thank you, Paul. I'm going to quickly go through some of our other areas. Part-time studies. Wide variety of courses available entirely part-time, at night, weekends. Our typical part-time studies terms are 12 weeks long. Typical classes are 3 hours at a time, and there's generally homework and attendance requirements with each one. As I said previously, technological change is exponential, so if you're choosing a career in computing and IT, keep in mind that you're going to have to be keeping up to date. BCIT computing. Find out more, just Google BCIT computing. Flexible schedules, nights and weekends, 100 different courses every term. This takes you to my department website. Click on Student Resources if you want more information. I'm going to talk about the standalone credentials. If you don't want to earn the entire diploma and degree part-time, I have a series of standalone associate certificates that can all be done in around 2 years each. Applied computer applications, being an expert end user of computers, building website. Computer information systems is the second step in the diploma, but it's also a standalone survey program that gives you a really good idea of computing, databases, and information systems. Applied web development is just that. You learn how to build websites, web pages and websites. It's not really programming as such, but you do use a lot of scripting tools. And database administration and design. These associate certificates are designed for people with other education and experience. It's not really an entry to practice for people just out of high school, and the details are on our website. We also have applied network administration and design, which is a subset of our diploma and degree. For those that want to learn more about these, check our website. Both the networking and the database programs have industry credentials attached to them. You're prepared to write industry exams along with those if you're interested. And this is all on our website. Aside from the non-programming related and administration programs, we also offer programming languages. Everything starts with applied software development. You learn how to write code in multiple languages like Java, C++, Objective-C, and C. These are all still really popular. These are required before you move on to the advanced Java program or the web and mobile program. So you have to complete the applied software development piece first. And it all starts with one course. If you are interested in learning more, I'll be at the booth. All of our programs start with Comp 1002 or equivalent knowledge. We assume that you've got an understanding of how to use a Windows PC and manage your files. If you want to get into programming, everything starts with Comp 1409. That's the first step. If you want to get into database, everything starts with 1630. And if you want to get into web, everything starts with 1850. And again, this is all on our website. If you're interested in networking, it's $26.54, and this is a theory course. The rest of the courses are all applied. So Google BCIT Computing, click on Part-Time Studies, and you can feel free to ask me any questions at the booth. I'll be there along with the rest of our staff. We also have the Forensic Science and Technology program at BCIT. Computer crime option is part-time. There's a degree, a Bachelor of Technology, a BTech, and an advanced specialty certificate. These both assume that you've got prior education, a diploma typically, in some other area. And the Bachelor of Technology in forensics includes theoretical knowledge and investigation capabilities. And they train specialists in computer crime investigation, forensic principles, procedures, technologies, and legal ramifications, as well as computer system security. And that also includes the Advanced Specialty Certificate, which is 65 credits, but the degree itself is a total of 64 credits on top of a diploma. And you can work for a variety of police organizations in communications, security, large private companies, and security consulting. So there's a variety of jobs available, and this is on the website. And depending on what you're interested in, there's some lucrative salary. So talk to the people in the department. If you want more information, this is on the website. You can email Raymond Yu or visit with him tonight in Town Square A and B. We also have the Technology Management Program, the TMGT. This is a Bachelor of Technology, a BTech again, built on top of a diploma. And they also have direct entrance requirements. So if you don't have a diploma, if you've got 5 or more years of, or in some cases 10 years of work experience, depending, you can go directly into this part-time program. And it augments technical training with business and management. There's a wide variety of management and technical courses that you can take in this program. And so it's a combination of technology and soft skills. And this is available entirely part-time. Some of it's online. And if you want to learn more about that, visit Terry Suen in Town Square A and B or send her an email. And that's the end of my formal presentation. I was just going to quickly point you to our website. All of our programs and courses are online. If you Google BCIT, open the main website, and look under Computing and IT. Where did that go? Are we still on the PowerPoint presentation, are we? Hang on. And you can browse our programs. Across BCIT, from the School of Computing and Academic Studies, the School of Business, and the School of Energy, there are over 40 different credentials that you can earn entirely full-time and part-time. And depending on what you're interested in, just click on the program. You can see the costs, the courses, when they're available, full-time and part-time. So this is all on our website. And if you want to learn more about financial aid and awards, there's somebody in Town Square A that can talk to you. It's detailed on our website. And if you are interested in discussing this more with somebody, you can make an appointment with Program Advising. They do meet with you to discuss BCIT programs. They're not career counselors. You have to pretty much do some homework and decide what it is you want to get into, and then they can help you find the specific BCIT course or program that you're interested in. So thank you all very much for staying to the end. I'm going to open the floor up to some generic questions. Keep in mind that all of the program areas are in Town Square A and B with the experts from each program that can help answer your questions. So if you have any specific program questions, ask the folks in Town Square. So any general questions for me while we're all here? Well, thank you very much for coming. The folks that are online.